Welcome to episode 24.
Jeff Gordon.
Oh, we already
Great
did the Michael Jordan episode. Yeah.
Rainbow Warrior. I like
Yeah.
it.
We're on the Jeff Gordon episode. Did you know that Jeff Gordon
It's the greatest race car driver of all time.
That's a lie.
is not gay?
My whole childhood, I thought he was.
Yep.
It would make
It's
sense.
a big mystery. We have a special edition of the podcast today. 2 guests joining us. Well, first of all, welcome back Chris Yandle to the podcast.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on
Yep,
Taylor's
yep.
podcast.
But today we have Daniel Dodd from Tri-State Barbell and Antonio
Anthony, please.
Anthony Schuster from HYROX Strength. Probably our. Who is the higher ranked listener of our podcast between these two?
Me.
No,
There's zero chance.
there's no way.
It's Tony.
I'm texting Harley like on Friday morning.
I've
asking-
actually left comments that actually are getting ignored at this point, which we'll bring up later.
No, it's
but
fine. It's me.
I thought we addressed your comment.
Nope.
Oh, I thought we
What
got
was
to.
it?
Well, we
It's
can
awkward. Yeah, let's
do
get
it
to
today.
it. Let's get to it right now.
Which one?
Dodd's comment.
Is there multiple?
So when this one comes out, we'll have the intro. It'll be the boys are back in town. Thin Lizzy, boom. That's what this episode is about because we did zero planning for this one. We
That's
try
good
to do 2 podcasts this week while we're here in Daytona Beach for Virus weightlifting finals. Sorry, and then UMWF Worlds. We were gonna have a girls episode, right?
When's that one come out?
We're doing the boys episode right now. Well, that's what I'm getting to, is that you text a bunch, you get us together in a group chat and you text like, hey, you guys want to do a podcast at 12 on Saturday? It's like, yeah. Everybody's in. And then you text a couple of girls like, hey, do you want to do a podcast? And by the way, I did all of the research for what times they were available. So I did all that for them. And and they're like, oh, I don't know if we'll have time. Like, you do have time. I've looked at it. You only don't have time if you're doing something
That's not on the schedule.
that you don't need to do.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't know what we're going to talk about. It's like, I will also do that for you, and that's fine. Whereas we were like, no
Chat.
planning. Let's just go do this together. So
It's like we all just answered in gifts, didn't we?
I think so.
Yep. I'm in.
So it shows you both the, overconfidence of men to do things they're not qualified to do, and then maybe the inflexibility of women to dare and just do stuff on the
That's
fly.
not high
I don't know.
quality.
So both of our flaws or something like that. But thank you guys.
Thank you.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited to do this one, even if we don't have really an agenda or anything to talk about. But do we want to start with events today? We do have a couple things. Since we're at an event, does that sound like a good thing
Yeah.
to work on? So this one, how do you guys feel, whoever wants to go first, about what's going on this weekend?
I enjoy when we team up with, multiple competitions going on at the same time. So like this one is obviously AO finals, which you have Masters, Youth, Open athletes going on, but then you also
Cheer.
have Cheers going on right now.
Yep.
Hence why we're in this room. But then you also have the Masters Worlds, which is great. I think you get a lot of good energy. It's busy for us because we have a lot of athletes, different areas, moving parts types things, but I think you get a lot of different types of people in one big area. The energy is always really good when you combine events like that. So
It feels pretty good out there.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I've liked it so far. I think, some of what you're saying is like having more people here is great. I think the 5 platforms poses some difficulties sometimes, but I
Like
think
for us coaches?
Us as
or-
coaches.
Yeah.
But I think having the opportunity to be able to come with a bigger team, have more people come to an event, it just becomes more accessible.
Yeah, you have just more of your own team. Like, I know our team has been showing up and cheering for each other, and it's like, I know that makes a big impact for anybody who's out there lifting, right? Like, you're not out there alone. Instead, a lot of times you come to this thing and one of your friends is out there.
Yeah, funny
Just
story
your
about
wife.
that. I
Yeah.
had an athlete going at the same time as a heavy metal athlete this morning. I was like, hey, all that cheering you hear for heavy metal, pretend that's for us. That's for you. Go hit this PR clean and jerk. And she did, so it
Let's
worked.
go.
It is nice. We have the whole, our section of this venue, we have our own hall, right? In Atlanta for the other Masters event. That was cool, but we were sharing it with powerlifting. And there's nothing wrong with it. There was good energy coming up from over there. Very different
Different energy.
kind of energy.
Different world back there.
Different world.
Yeah.
Chris, how do you, you are a HYROX guy, but you are now a weightlifting event expert, honestly. So
I
what
think
do you
this
think
one's.
about this one?
I think this was probably one of the top 3 I've been to.
Really?
Yeah, I think I think you have to consider what I think is important is what can you get to? Can you get to food and drinks and stuff?
Yeah, that's
easily.
important.
And I think there's a Starbucks across the street. There's a Jimmy John's across the street. Okay, the basics are covered. There's restrooms. There's not a long line for restrooms.
Yep.
And there's a separate event going on that hasn't been an issue. I guess today, getting to weigh-ins is a little bit of tricky for some people because the cheerleading squads, they're like filling up the hallway where weigh-ins are. But outside of that, I think this venue's perfect.
Yeah, the yelling, I mean, we're in this room and everything, but that might get picked up on the
Yeah,
mics,
probably.
like the screaming that's going on. And that's funny, that's not in the actual event. Like, they're not in their cheer hall. That's just people in the lobby.
Just warming up.
They're
You're
all
getting
out there
hyped.
practicing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting it done. So it is interesting. I think there were just over 1,400 people sign up for this. So I don't have like the all-time stats, but that definitely says to me probably like a top 5 sign-ups all time. I think this barely edged out the Arnold,
Which one?
2021.
this year's, and
yeah.
then the all-time.
The all-time one is that
Yeah,
was it
it's
six
the
platform
fairgrounds.
meet?
Yeah.
Fairgrounds, new weight classes, coming back from COVID.
Six
That was
platforms too.
Yeah.
crazy. The pigeons.
The pigeons.
Pigeons, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
So it's 1,400 athletes. You basically have 3, finals platforms, 2 UMWF platforms, essentially
2.5.
all the time. 5, it's a little bit split, right? 4 days, 5 platforms, all full, pretty much. But the last day, I think it's the only
It's
last
a
day that
packed
is less.
schedule for sure.
8
Yeah.
to 8.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, my opinion is like, I'm happy to see that. Because I feel like, I don't know, Pittsburgh, when we were in Pittsburgh for that national event, and it was empty.
Yeah, well, because I think on the last day we went from 4 down to 2, didn't we?
They
They
Closed down
consolidated
2
a lot of
platforms.
it.
So I love seeing like these big, having so many people going, is nice to kind of have at all times. Because you always have somebody to watch.
Right.
yeah.
There's always something going on.
I think the hard part though is on Sundays because so many people are going to go home Sunday. So if like your session and then like Kane's session, it's going to be
For the supers, it
dwindling.
always sucks.
Yeah.
No one's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
ever.
It's the biggest weight's been lifted, so I don't know the
Yeah.
solution to that.
And all you hear in the background is just
Yeah,
pulling
people-
out all the platforms.
Yeah,
Like, are
like-
you done with this?
Yeah.
It was AO3 in Grand Rapids years ago. I was competing and like they're breaking down. They tried to break down my platform. Like I'm still warming up, and they were like trying to break down my platform. I lost it on the cut. It's like you can do this when I'm finished. Like get the fuck out of here. So yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Like it's a lot of people. It's good to have action, like nonstop action all the time. Get energy in the gym. What do you guys think about like maybe the little bitchy downsides? Like we have 8 a.m. sessions, we have 8 p.m. sessions. That's probably more of an issue.
I think the long days are definitely an issue, but I think it's more of a long days for like the volunteers. Because like early mornings, late night, like, we're making maybe some mistakes that are causing sessions to go a little bit longer that normally wouldn't. You get a lot of new people trying to test out at these events. So sometimes not knowing the system properly and having like one person teaching tends to slow those things down. But for me, it's just the long days, honestly. Like that's the biggest thing for us is having, somebody weigh in at 6, having an 8 a.m. session, having a couple in between, and then have that 8 p.m. That's a long day.
Yeah,
For
And then
anyone.
get up and then get up and do it again.
yeah.
up and do it again the
Do
next
it
day.
over and over again.
Yeah, we had an 8 p.m. last night and we had a 8 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
So like as someone coming with a few coaches, I can do that because it was, hey, you're gonna coach this night one. Hey, I'll take this morning one. But for like, I don't know, when I was first starting, if that had hit me, I was like, whoa.
Oh, super tough. Yeah, yeah. I've been there. Like we have. I mean, Chris is here. He's mostly doing media. We have Courtney coaching for us. We have Sarah coaching for us. So like, we have 3 kind of like full-time coaches and people helping out. So we're like really lucky, and it's easier to do that. Like this was drivable for a lot of people for our team, right? But I remember the days when it was just me doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally loading the bar and then like multiple platforms. If you
Running
have 5
to the-
platforms,
yeah.
is insane.
Especially if you got like one on red and one on stripes, man. That's a long
Yeah.
distance
Yep.
to cover.
It's a lot. You'd be fucked.
40 yards, yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
even last night when Sierra and Mark were lifting at the same time, like there was times where they were both lifting at the same time. So if you don't have 2 coaches, it's like
Yeah.
one of them's out there on their own.
You're in big trouble. So and that's coaches that are here.
Yeah,
Coaches are here that don't have big clubs.
Yeah.
That's the boat there. I've heard that a lot. I've heard that from a very established coach, a coach who's been coaching significantly longer than me. But because he doesn't run his club like a business, it's just him. And it's nothing wrong with that. Like he has a regular job and it's what he enjoys. But then you run into this situation, right? And that's probably most
Yeah.
That's most.
clubs and coaches, right? So that's one downside of the format. I was thinking a lot about this, like how do we stop 8 p.m. sessions, really? The 8 a.m. sessions, whatever, that's not a big deal. But the 8 p.m., like doing clean and jerks at 10 o'clock at night is kind of wild. You know?
But like where do you fit that on a 5 platform?
Something you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's been explained to me. There's basically like a threshold where you need 5 platforms,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's just a numerical math formula. At some point, you just got to do it. But once you hit it, profitability actually tanks because you now need to ship more equipment and you need to staff more people and you need to pay for more resources, right? For the even if you've already got the venue, it's just, and so it needs to fill up so much. And we actually like, I don't know exactly, probably filled up enough to where it's fine, like the profitability leveled out, but like because we have empty platforms on the last day, like it's a little bit lower than it has to be. So maybe we could just make them fuller and not do 8 p.m. sessions every day. That'd be my only thing. But like, you know, these guys have been doing it for a long time. Like Pedro's very capable, like has done this scenario over and over again. At the end of the day, the only way to do it would be more days of paying the convention center, which is not going to
More
happen.
money
That's
out
the
No
opposite,
way. Yeah. So
is there a sweet spot that they've told you that like if they run a 4 platform for 3 days, like that's the ultimate like?
I haven't asked. I don't know enough. But yeah, there's
I'd
probably
be curious to hear what those numbers.
Yeah,
would be
it's
like.
there's probably is like a nice like 4 platform sweet spot, to be honest with you. Like he would probably prefer whatever the cost is for 4 full platforms in like a 3-day format instead of a 4-day format. I don't know, but it all depends like where you're going, how much help and assistance you get. Like different cities will give you travel grants or sporting grants. Depends on what support there is. Like we've returned here, so obviously like this place has worked out pretty well. We wouldn't have come back otherwise. But yeah, I was trying to solve that problem. I was thinking about it like, because I think we have an athlete in the last session every single day. that we're
In the
here.
first session, I think.
Maybe not we didn't have one in the first session today.
Yeah, we did. Oh, you're right. It was the second
Yeah,
session.
yeah,
It was
no,
10 a.m.
there was an 8
My bad,
a.m.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but
2 hours.
you know, it's a lot of work, whatever. The job's the job, but I was like, it'd be nice if like, and also they're good athletes. The reason we have people in the last session every day is because they're actually really,
Probably an A session.
they're really good. They're in the A sessions, the most exciting ones, and like I feel for those people having to take those attempts late at night.
That might be my only thing is like maybe that's not the A session time,
That's how I feel.
right? Maybe
yeah.
it's the
4 or 6 p.m. spot.
yeah, and like maybe you try to set the days around that, right? That's where you want our highest performers, right? That's where we're making teams. I understand 8 o'clock. I mean, I don't know. Is 8 p.m. exciting? I'm asleep in an hour. So I
lot of
don't know.
people
Are
are.
people doing anything at 9?
And also, like, people are
Kids, no.
people leave too. Like, the people aren't sticking
Yeah.
around just because.
Yeah,
it
the
is
idea
A
is like,
session.
oh, that's the people. Those are the sessions people want to see. We're putting it at the best time. It's like
Prime time or whatever.
I don't know. I haven't paid too much attention to out there, to be honest with you.
Right.
I don't think people are sticking around for the most part.
No, it has been
Like
crowded.
our own, like I hope Sarah's gonna hear this. Not everybody sticked around for Sarah's session last
Yeah.
night. She still had a good turnout, but I will say the people who took off were mostly the people that have to compete.
Right,
Still.
they gotta
Like they
compete.
should be guarding
I
their
had to
energy.
lift this morning.
You
Right,
know.
but if it's at 4,
You're more
I get
likely
home at
to
6
stay,
o'clock,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For like as an athlete, like if I have, you know, I won't be at Taylor's session tonight. My
Right,
Taylor,
yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly,
So
yeah.
it's like, okay, but if it's at 4, I would have been there, check scaled, went home.
Yeah.
8 p.m. I'm like, I'm not staying till 10,
No, man.
30.
You got to guard your energy,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know the solution. I think just juggling in hours a little bit. I'll tell you this. So as a person who competed at a Worlds where we did have, my session ended up starting actually, I want to say at 10 p.m.
Starting.
So I think it was scheduled for 9, and then they ran late. And I was in a C group because I wasn't very good. So, but that was the right call. That was the right thing to do. They had A's earlier in the day. It wasn't like my category's A's, obviously, but it was whatever it was. And so that guy's in a C group. All those chumps, they can lift late at night. Fine. Like I think that's the right and appropriate thing to do. Yeah, my last clean and jerk attempt was like 11:55 at night or something like that. But so that's probably the way to go. And that does suck for our people who may be competing at a national event for the first time, or maybe it's the only national event they'll ever do. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess you have to do it that way too, because if you have, you can't have the B sessions going after the A sessions, so you
Right.
have to time it up or like
Unless
this.
you're a master, you know.
Well, that's
It's a different. That's a different.
well, that's the issue with having 2 different competition at the same
That's
time.
a whole nother thing.
That's a
That's-
whole nother
yeah.
topic that we could dive
Yeah.
into.
But like, so that if you did,
What do you guys think?
Maybe not.
go ahead, Tony. You got
So
thoughts.
the whole, like, if we're gonna have 2 events, I love the 2 events, but if you're gonna have 2 events, I don't think that someone who is in an A session for the finals should get to choose to be A session at.
Do you know anybody that did that?
So no, there's just a situation that happened where we know that there's an athlete who's also in the competition for finals that's going with the Masters a whole 24 hours later, right? So
And I'm only 16, so it's not about me.
It's fine. It's not you. It's not you. So it's about somebody having an extra day to see the results and an extra day to even if they're cutting.
Yep.
Right. I think that's a big thing that we probably need to put in the surveys of, like, I don't think you should be able to have that
It's a good-
competitive
yeah.
advantage, right? So that's my only, like, kind of not disdain, but like my only gripe with how we have it set up right now is just having an athlete have the advantage of having an extra day to see what's going on and prepare a little bit more, right? So
Especially now, or at least with this federation where it's 30 years old.
yes,
So, you know, Dan's at least a proper master. You know, like, yeah, proper masters. Yeah, but like
Old enough.
a 30-year-old is very much still in the realm of their prime and
yeah.
capable of fighting for
I'm
A
still in my
session
prime.
medals.
35-years are not.
No, 35. There are outliers and
Yeah,
exceptions, you know, to that rule. But yeah, it definitely, like, saying, hey, you're 30. Oh, you get extra,
Yeah.
a whole extra day.
I also don't think we needed that age group for this, the 30 to 34, right?
Yeah.
We didn't need to fill that. We didn't need to fill the event. It was just another thing to tack on for most people. Because I feel like
I'd be curious what the numbers are
Yeah.
in those age groups. Yeah.
like how many are doing, and then how many of them are able to just do both.
I don't think the qualifying total is that far off.
That's what I mean.
Well, no, I bet it is. For normal finals, it's significant.
Oh yeah, for
they're not
that
masters.
30 to 34.
yeah, so
they probably opened
those
a lot.
yeah, for those it's pretty significant.
But the 35.
The 35 will look like for me, because I checked, it was like because they changed it in the past like 6 months or something. It was only like 7 kilos difference. I think it was like 204 and 211.
I wonder if that was even foreseen though, like this issue. I mean, the probably the pushback on what we're asking to be different is like, well, they're a master, so like they're already at a deficit.
Well,
The 30-year-old masters aren't at a deficit.
I
You know,
think-
let's just be real.
I think they sent out an email that you had the choice if you want to be A session
Yep.
finals or A session on the UMWF.
Like in Nationals Week, if you want to co-register, if you're a very talented junior
You should go
and you want to co-register for junior or seniors, but if you register as soon as you register in the juniors, you must compete
Yes.
in that event, and your total will be held later for seniors,
Right.
and that's the choice that you have to make. And I think the Open just needs to be respected a little bit more.
Agreed.
Maybe Masters got precedent because technically this is a world level event, right? I don't know.
True.
But okay, that's the event this week. Can we talk about how to grow these events to similar sport or sizes or ideas?
I mean, we talked about it in the bathroom a little bit. I mean, you know, we need to get like,
Tony, don't be.
we were washing our hands. It was fine.
I know your wife doesn't listen to this podcast, but
Did she not listen?
She listens. We have it
she'll,
up at
she'll
the
listen to
gym.
this one because he's on it. So we got to be careful.
She
what
won't
we say,
listen
Tony.
to hers though. I told her she just needs to burn the ships and just listen. But
Is that when you keep track? That's one.
that's one. So no, like the conversation we have is just like I think you guys have had this conversation before. Like at nationals, is like if the announcers could be a little more like enthusiastic and
Sure.
like
Yeah.
be out there, so you can make it a little bit more entertaining for the spectator in the competition. That'd be great. I know that's tough to be on for 8
Yeah.
hours a day, but like when you have those announcers that are talking about putting slabs of beef on there and just make it a little more interesting and be a little more enthusiastic throughout a session, that goes a long way. Does that mean there's gonna be total growth? No, but like there's just one area, if we're talking about getting people to just even stick around for a meet, if you have an enthusiastic announcer that's, you know, giving some feedback or behind the scenes type stuff or just being excited, then you feel that whole room get excited. And then that energy builds on itself. So if somebody has a really good time and they start talking about it, obviously it can expand over friend groups and things like that, which again, it's not a huge
Make it
weight.
be something worth coming to.
Right.
basically.
Like we want to make it, we want to compete. Like all of our best athletes play football and basketball and that stuff, but there's a reason why there's money there, and then it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to play football to watch football. I feel like sometimes that in order to watch weightlifting, you have to be a weightlifter, and it's exclusive at that point, and we need to make it a little more fun for the average person to go in and see it.
If you want to add on to that route, I know alcohol isn't that important, but like sell alcohol. Like drink a beer while you're watching your friends lift. Like if you want to make it fun for the spectators.
Yeah.
Do you think that we should you're a baseball guy, so like take notes from baseball, honestly. Baseball's really similar cadence in that there's a stop in play
All the time.
all the
entire time.
Well, like, there's a pitch,
Yeah.
and the pitch clock has been amazing, by the way, for
Yep.
baseball.
That's
Like, it's
yeah,
so
one
much
of the best
more
things
watch.
they've ever done.
You shorten the game.
But like, okay, there's a pitch. How long is the pitch clock? 15 seconds?
20,
20?
Is it 20 seconds?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so there's a 20-second lull between the next action, and we have an even longer lull than that, right?
Yeah.
But because of innings and gotta wait. Okay, 3 outs, we gotta wait and everything. Or even if we bring a reliever in, there's time for that. But like every baseball stadium has figured out, like Dodgers have an organist,
Yes.
right, who's just firing
Yeah.
up the crowd nonstop. And like there's the 7th inning stretch. There's take me out to the ball game. Like this, all of these traditions that occur like year over year just to make, because they know it's a little boring.
Yeah, it's not that engaging, right? Like, you got to keep you in.
So do we just need to go study baseball?
But you
and
don't
do the
have
same
that
thing?
here, right? If I'm
No.
I got 5 platforms. If
There's
there's
a
not
lift going everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
always lift going. I think they're all looked at as separate events, right? So we're always separate. Because think about the rogue stage. That thing's packed. Every
Yeah.
time we lift
Yeah.
on the rogue stage, that thing is packed.
And it's huge
People are
lulls, and there
standing.
is no exciting announcer.
Nothing.
During ours. Like
Right.
it's not like just behind us.
Right.
Like there is every time Mark Henry's on the mic for the strongman. Like Hafthor Bjornsson, he's the biggest man on the planet. Get up, like
No, I'm taking my headphones out. Who?
what's going on?
going right now? Yeah. But it's how do you keep that attraction, but now you have the ability to take that over 5 platforms? I almost feel like you need an overall announcer for the day.
Strip club DJ
There it is. I've been waiting
It's
for
been up
this.
before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
needs to happen. Yep. Just somebody they do it at the CrossFit, because there's so much going on in different areas. Just somebody who's take a look over here. We got this person going on over there. It would require. Ultimately that comes down to money, right? And so we talked about the profitability a little bit. We already pay money for the streams to occur. We're paying money for loaders. We're flying in. Here we've got international TOs, so we spent a good amount of money probably as part of the budget to facilitate this, to make it an international masters competition on these international guys. I doubt they flew themselves here to do this. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, hey, I get to go to Orlando and or something, and have a vacation. But yeah, I think.
But we have it already with the live stream. Why couldn't we do something like that? Just it's going. They're already commenting on all
They're already
of them.
commented. Just put them on a mic.
Put them on a mic, put them center or something. I don't know. But I think there would be a way to I know that if I don't understand weightlifting, I can sit in front of this center, whatever you want to call it,
And it'll get
presentation
explained to
of
me, basically.
it,
Yeah.
and they're going. And
Yeah.
it's just firing.
How many? Okay, and I need this question answered first. When there's the normal finals, how many sessions are there for I don't know the 70 kilo whatever weight class is? How many sessions are there? A, B, C? Is it go down to C? 3 sessions?
It all depends on the
Yeah.
depth in the category.
You might get a D session. Not
Okay,
that
so-
probably is
Not
fine.
usually at finals.
But what if you did the middle stage is the main stage, and then you stagger it where the C session and B session start at 7, and then the middle stage is the A session, and it starts 30 minutes after. And so you got all the weight classes going kind of simultaneously, and then you got the main announcer.
Someone would find a way to play a game in it. It wouldn't work. It would.
Well, they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna game anything.
Yeah.
You can get rules on, right? I don't know. I don't mind the idea. Just having so Seth, our guy Seth, announced Sarah Tyler's
Carolina-
session. The Carolina Spider.
He did really well.
Really good.
So he got feedback,
Yeah.
and he's announced at our meets. He's personal, and I think he attempts to do that thing where he's trying to communicate and everything. But the feedback he got very positive feedback from one of the oldest judges here, so that's good. And then he got beating around the bush negative feedback from another one of the oldest judges here. But the valid point, the critical point was, hey, when there are 5 platforms going on, which means there's a lot of announcing, we try to be on the mic as minimally as possible because we're not trying to like speak over what's going on somewhere else. So even though he's trying to convey and educate and engage, he is technically speaking over a similar speaker. So maybe we don't have 5 speakers. You know what I mean?
one.
And like, you know, maybe like you're saying, it's a thing where we got, you know, C sessions going on. They all got 5 speakers. But yeah, maybe it is A time or something like that. We have that like 6 p.m. slot and like 48A, 53A, and 58A women's are all going on at once. And it's like one guy being like, here comes, I don't know, Morena gets in there. Morena Morales is coming out. Her PR is 66 kilos. You know, like here she goes. I don't know.
I mean, I think we gotta start. You gotta remember though, it's like this isn't like I think we're trying to treat it like golf. I think that's the old school way of like it's supposed to be quiet, but like we're here to like move kilos and get fired up and pumped. And I think there's just times where like the athletes and what the sport used to be are just not matching up. Right? You can set up speakers. You're not over talking someone, but like there's got to be some enthusiasm of like knowing what's going on, knowing that if this person hits this lift, like this is possibly for a medal.
Yeah.
Like you rarely hear that. I would love to know that when I'm just watching.
Yeah.
Because like you can see the board, but you're not really. It's hard to see it.
Well, the average person doesn't know.
Yeah, and they have no idea what's going on.
And like we think about it, like we're, you know, I was standing in the back. I think during Sierra's session, I'm like, oh, like this is a little bit of a dogfight. Like, oh, all right, like, all right, you gotta be ready to swing. Like we're going. But I'm thinking about like, there's probably someone sitting out there like, oh, it's a good lift.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
Right? What do they know? Right? They don't know. Like there's a whole war going on in the back room of like trying to who's taking what lift.
You know, there was a time where they used to have a camera in the back room, right, for the live feed. If people could like see that too, I think that would go a long way. Because I don't think people really understand if they're not fully invested in the sport of like the dogfights they're having between the coaches and how to like line up attempts and things like that. If the average person could see what's going on in the back, I think there'd be a lot more interest in it.
So
too.
to that point, I'm actually all for doing Vegas Nationals format where the warm-up room's out front, because then there's never nothing going on for the viewer. You can always see something that's happening.
You see someone miss a lift while they're warming up. It's like,
Oh my God, Maddie just missed a lift and she's got to come out and open it. It's like, or whatever, whoever, you know, it's. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
What was the feedback on after Vegas though? Like from our athletes, everybody thought it was fine. They didn't feel any difference.
I have no idea what was like formally done or like what USAW did or felt or anything. There was just like, I think it was just such overwhelming like social, because social's only ever like negative for the most part. It's never positive.
Well, you
right?
don't go on Yelp to see.
So there was just like a big amount, and like I don't think it was wrong. You know, there were complaints about doing it at the last minute, not notifying people or something like that. Like I don't know. I feel like we had like over a month to plan.
It was fine.
But you know, it put, especially for the kids, you know, parents. It was started for the youth, because parents will come and they'll just never see their kid until they're 6 total attempts. Right. So like, okay, let's put them out front. And the Youth Nationals has that vibe where it's it's a fun time, you know, and that's cool and unique. When you see a CrossFit event or a similar competition, there's no like secret thing behind the stage. And I'm a purist. I love the dignity and the respect of like, hey, we're all focused on this one person's attempt. And so maybe I wouldn't want like the senior worlds to change to that, but like I don't see a reason we can't do it.
Yeah, but you also
honestly.
senior worlds, you have cameras everywhere. You got Seth speaking, like so you're seeing the back room and all that stuff happening. But yeah, I mean, we didn't have any problems with our athletes like with that setup, and I thought it was far more entertaining to watch that way. So
it was great as a coach, honestly, because we were out front. I remember the big board was in the back, and I could just like stand there and like see the giant board. I didn't have to do anything. I was like, okay, and then now I can go over and make a change. But so I don't think that's a bad idea. It'd be more engaging. Always something happening.
The only problem I could see is like on a setup that we have now, where we have 5. Is there enough room?
It limits your sights for sure.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure your sights are oriented in the way that you need. I feel like we have enough room here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Is there a way to orient it instead of being like a straight line where it's like,
Quads.
like there's 2 here, 2 here.
You could corner it or something like that. Yeah.
And then you have the center stage in the middle, the main stage. I don't know. I really want the main stage to happen.
on the main stage.
The main
Yeah.
The virus stage.
Another sponsorship.
There you go.
They're sponsored.
Well, another someone can sponsor that stage.
Well, Chris did an event last month, and he tried to get people to sign up for an event in April.
Yes,
HYROX
March. Same
March.
weekend as the Arnold. Is why I will not be there.
Okay, first week of March. So
Dead.
HYROX DC. How many were in Chicago?
There was around 14,000, I think, total.
And that was 3 days for
3 days.
14,000? Yeah, 3 days for 14,000. DC is only 2 days.
Correct.
So we think. So first of all, talk about trying to register for that.
Yeah. So registration. So this is the question I had for y'all, is as business owners. So as an affiliate, we get one of the perks we get is early access to tickets, because tickets do sell out really quickly. Well, within a month of tickets going on sale, they announced that this was going to be the regional championships, which it has been before, but they announced it again. And they said to level the playing field, there was going to be no early access for affiliates. So it's like one of the perks that we pay monthly to get, you are removing from us. So that was a little frustrating.
This sounds a lot like CrossFit.
It does. I was going to say the same thing.
I feel like this has
Constantly,
happened. This has
constantly
happened
like
before.
shifting where the goalposts are, basically.
So we had around, I'm guessing, around 30 athletes who wanted to participate. So first off, they announced the social media and the email that tickets are going to go on sale at 6 p.m. But then you go to the website and like the countdown, it's like, well, the countdown is showing 11 a.m. So that's a little weird. So day before, they sent another email like, oh, sorry, it's 11 a.m., not 6 p.m. So everyone's scrambling to like make sure they're not in a meeting at work or whatever to get tickets. 11 a.m. comes, within 10 minutes, tickets are sold out.
So they had 22 people from our gym compete in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they were
Great
going to
episode,
have,
by the way.
what's that?
Great episode.
Great on
Did you listen to it? I listened to it.
I skipped the HYROX once.
So again,
Do you,
I'm the leader of the
Oh no, I
clubhouse.
listened to those two.
what we talk about in Chicago?
I don't know.
HYROX.
HYROX.
Perfect.
But 22 people signed up for that one, and you know, this sign up comes like on the back of like just having that experience. Everybody's really excited. I feel like you're gonna have similar turnout.
I anticipated more,
Yeah, like
was
probably PR.
Yeah.
On so how many people got to sign up?
including myself. 8 people got tickets.
8. So they got in the waiting room and they were able to get through because they were right on top of it.
And so like, you get into a waiting room, and then it says on there like, we'll randomly select who gets in at the time, and then you get queued into a line. I randomly got in immediately, which made me feel like shit because all my athletes did not get in, and
Yeah.
I did. But yeah, in like 10 minutes, people were like, oh, I got in. Oh, everything sold out.
So it had nothing to do with like times or anything like that,
Pure luck.
even for regional championship.
And so to my question for y'all, and I was going to ask was like, if you're going to call it a regional championship, and your argument of why you're removing the early access is for fairness, if it's going to be a championship, you need to qualify for this event. You can't just,
Yeah.
I luckily got in and got a ticket.
Right. So I think with the Arnold the last few years,
Yeah.
basically you open up the registration for the elite athletes. If you like, for us, it was a certain qualifying total or percentage of that, and then after that time period, then you kind of opened it up for everyone else.
And I think that's the solution. Is like, okay, if you've never done one and you wanted this to be your first one, I'm sorry, you need to qualify for it.
I think it's a regional championship. It needs to mean more, right? So I think it needs to have a higher standard of athlete being there, not just whoever has the best Wi-Fi connection
Right.
getting
Right.
into the waiting room.
Exactly.
Yeah, but again, I think we were talking about this earlier. It was like, but that is now a access point for your sport, right? Like that was one of the things that I think HYROX does so well. Is like there's a very limited access, right? Like anyone can do it, right?
Yep.
Everyone can kind of go to a HYROX event and just go and do it,
Any
right?
schmuck can do HYROX. I get it.
Right.
Would you like to announce the team that is doing a HYROX? They have officially announced they're doing a team event.
Who's that?
What, he doesn't know?
You don't know about his? He's
Oh,
doing.
isn't it? We'll tell you. It was on the other episode.
Oh, it was on the other.
You don't know about Team Super Rocks?
No.
Yeah. Myself, Tom Schroka, Kane Wilkes,
No.
and hopefully Cesar Flores.
You think he listens?
I will
No.
go to watch that.
They just unveiled relays.
So it's a team of 4.
So it's a team of 4. You don't have to do, unlike doubles, where you have to do all of the running.
How much running could I not do if I did a quad?
You can do 6 kilometers less running.
2K total.
Yeah, you only have to do 2K.
Still a lot, but
Yeah.
So I was like,
So it's broken up, and you can break it up however you want, and you strategize. But it's like each person basically runs a K and does 2 stations. So you do that twice. Yeah.
that's actually awesome.
Yeah.
Again, just getting rid of another barrier of entry.
Yeah, that was the point of it. Was the reason they have relays was for that. Like, okay, if you can't, if
That
you're
would
not
be
capable,
fun. I would be
Kane,
interested.
Kane can
Yeah.
row a 1K like
I'm sure.
really quickly. Actually,
that'd be hard.
how
You're that
quickly he
fan.
will run after he rows that 1K, I don't know.
seeing him run to like the relay point, like high five whoever's next, is gonna be so fun.
Just get out of the way, man.
I volunteered to take the worst ones. I volunteered for burpee broad jump and wall ball, which wall ball I'm good with. But
No one wants to do lunges.
I want to do. I
could
want
do
to see
lunges.
a power walking montage as they prep. as they prep.
The best part is like there's like a fast lane on the inside where like if you're not running a sub 4-minute 1K, you're supposed to be out of it. I want to see Sean, like all of them, just like in it.
Yeah,
Just
go
like,
ahead.
Good luck. Good
Get
luck.
around me.
So anyway, you had 10 minutes. You got 8
10
people into the HYROX DC. It's a 2-day event based on what we think that they can do in 2 days events historically. We think it's about 8,000 to 10,000 people, somewhere in between there, signed up for it basically in 10 minutes. Roughly the average registration rate is around 170. It does depend, like there's different ones.
So
and
like
everything.
solo is 200. Pairs you each pay like 170. Relay you each pay 90. So like it depends on which division you do.
Oh,
but
it all
averages
depends.
around 170.
Oh, but they're getting, so you each pay 170? So you're fucking paying more. I mean, you're knocking it down a little bit.
Right.
So it's actually 180.
Small group training.
It's really what it is.
That's
So
how you're breaking down price.
Yeah.
It's small group training.
Yeah.
180 times 8,000 is 1.4 million. If you do it by 10,000, this is 1.8 million. So in 10 minutes, that's their gross. Obviously, they got to pay for their expenses. Like they have a lot of shit. You know, you got
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
these
there's a lot of
ergs,
moving parts in
all these sleds. This turf's got to go everywhere. It's probably way bigger trailers and way more trailers than we have as an event.
So this weekend, actually, the largest one ever is taking place in London. 40,000 participants.
Wow.
And they're having 100 people go every 10 minutes.
But they pay in like monopoly money, right?
I guess.
Yeah, it's not dollars. So.
That's true. It's fake money.
So, 1,400 registered athletes. Let's just round down, and let's say they all did regular registration, which they totally didn't. Right? You ready? You ready to see this math? That's a 250,000. So we'll even round up,
In 4 days.
and we do 250,000 in 4 days. Yeah. And is your shit? So the first heat is usually 8, but they had 8. They had a late
It's
start.
eight.
too.
It's basically 8 to 8 as
Yeah,
well.
it's also 8 to 8. So it's the same amount of time.
Same amount of time.
What's
well, no, we're 8 to 10. We're 6 to 10.
Well,
yeah, but they
we
start
start at 8
They
as well.
start at 8 and they end at 8 p.m. Like the last heat starts at 8 p.m. is what I'm saying.
We have some
so
that
it
start at
can,
8:30.
so it
okay,
can
okay,
go
so yeah, same.
basically as long.
Same.
The average time is about 90 minutes. Okay, some people do it. Fast people basically do an hour. Slow people take 2 hours. Weightlifting takes about 2 hours. Like depends on
Yeah.
how many people are in the session, right? So we're talking about the same amount of time. We're paying a similar registration. Just as they're able to do 10,000 people in 2 days, and we're taking 4 days to do 1,400. And that's just part of how fucking weightlifting's set up, right? Like, what are you gonna do? I don't know how you would.
I don't know how you can crank
Change
out
that.
more lifters at a time.
Yeah.
Unless you go with that, like, you know, what they did at Wadapalooza.
Oh, like
Yeah,
15 minutes, no
Wadapalooza.
matter what, or
Yeah,
how
no,
it
you
is.
had 30 minutes to build up to both.
Oh, wow.
And one center judge, I guess what they deemed it as, like that you could crank out, you could go and they just set up like take the training hall, put a center judge in front of each one of those training halls.
So they got so you got to set up the run course, and you got these 8 stations. They have judging.
Wow.
You know. Yeah. So I'll say like
Don't get me started.
you have at least one judge at everything.
Oh, there's more. So go by wall balls. Wall balls, there's about 100 stations at the average U.S. event, and there's one judge per 2 stations. So you got 50 judges
for
50
just
judges.
wall balls.
for just wall balls.
That's a lot of volunteers.
That's a lot. That's more judges than we got. And yet they don't even do anything.
Some of here, no, chill. Some of them, Dude, the worst is when people give feedback that like, oh, they should have like given them a chance. 'Cause, like someone posted a video the other day of someone clearly breaking a rule, and my smart aleck self took a picture of the rule and responded with that, like, yeah, you broke the rule. And then someone responded like, oh, well, they could have just given him a warning. It's like, no, that's not. You break the rule.
This is what it is.
Yeah, it's a competition. Like, yes, it's for fun, but it's still a competition.
Yeah, to play this, to do the rule. I don't know. I don't know what world people live in. But yeah, so I don't know what to do. I've talked about before a couple of things. One, no 2-minute clocks, no matter what. Is what it is. Get fitter.
That would be.
That one would be
Wild.
that one would be pretty tough,
I would
especially on
love
clean and
that.
jerks. That would suck.
Especially the bigger you get, the harder that's going to be.
Yeah.
So
Don't
I mean,
miss lifts.
the other night, Dan Marone, who runs Dojo, People's Republic of the Dojo, weightlifting in Massachusetts, he was saying, you know what? He's like, I don't like powerlifting meets, but one of the things maybe they got figured out is just the temp structure, where it's just like doing a round robin, and I hate that idea as a coach. That sounds boring as hell to me, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it facilitates more stability, and then you can go to a 1 minute only clock, no more 2 minutes. You don't have all of these changes and jockeying. It kind of like
Takes the fun out of it.
takes our fun
I was
out
gonna
of it as
say,
coaches.
yeah, I was gonna say
But
that
like,
we're not doing anything.
this shouldn't be about coaches, right? It should be about
Yeah.
what is best for the sport and what's best for the athlete.
So with that, does it mean like you declare your 3 attempts and like there's no changes? Like that is what
In
it is?
power, so my understanding is basically you finish, like there's 10 people in a session. You're finished, you have so much time to pick your next attempt. They usually go over there. And in powerlifting, like, it's kind of easy. You know, like it's not as technical, so you just pick a weight more or less. You do like, okay, that looked like this hard, whatever. And maybe you'll even pay attention to how other guys are doing. Of course, that'll be based on it too. But for the most part, you pick it right then and there. And I believe third attempts might be allowed to change. Or I remember reading once, if it was a record, like if you were going to change and go for a record attempt, you could have one change, like out of all of them, per movement. If I'm wrong, let us know, because it has been like over 10 years since I've cared enough about powerlifting to learn those rules. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, pick your weight and do it.
But the bar doesn't slowly go up. Like within their session, the bar could move weights up and down depending on what their order is, right?
Everyone does their first, and the bar ascends, and then it restarts to the lowest attempt in the second. So it is slow, and it's actually slow in the sense that you have to restart every time. But so I'd be interested in like, do we save time?
Yeah,
I
is it
guess,
faster?
or not?
It would the funness of like me being Dan's session would go away, because you would have to have like, okay, what you lift is now determining what session you're in. It's not just the 94s, just because we're both old.
I think that would
get to lift
depend on
together.
how many lifters and.
Yeah, I'm sure that would depend on like the layout of the event.
They still tend to group the categories together.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why it can feel like it takes forever, because they will have a person who's lifting not a lot of weight, and then they've got to like
Dan.
they've got to set. It's even worse because they have to set the squat rack to that person's individual height,
Ooh.
and then load the
Now
bar.
I'm not the problem.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going up and down all over the place. Same with bench. The only time it gets fast is in deadlift. Deadlift, there's no rack
Right.
that you got to fool with. It's just loading the plates. But even then, you could have somebody who deadlifted like, I don't know, 2 reds all the way up to 5-6 reds on the sides in a session. That would usually happen at a local meet, not
Yeah.
like a world level one. But yeah, my other thing would be just get rid of change, like maybe 1 deck and 1 change, so that way we're not wasting all of this time. I know that hurts us a little bit, maybe. I think it just changes how we have to think about strategy, honestly. That's all it would be. But there's a lot of wasted time in just that process. And if you were forced to just, I don't know, commit to something at the start, and then you've got 1 chance to change it, I think that'd be a little bit helpful.
I mean, we've already gone down 1 change already, right? From previous. We had like 4 at one point, then it's down to 3.
4?
I might be wrong.
No, I don't think
I
so.
thought they got rid of an attempt.
Maybe
Or not an attempt,
maybe
but-
many years ago, but
Yeah.
no, like that hasn't changed too much. So I don't know. I mean, HYROX is doing a similar time format. They need about a similar amount of space, right?
Yeah, it's a convention halls. So
They're just
same
able
space.
to cram people into tight
Yeah, because
spaces.
every 10 minutes.
The
if it's
barbell is the problem.
The barbell is the problem. And also, we talked
Really,
about
we can get
running
away
a
with that.
gym.
Yeah, I can't really change that.
Yeah.
Running a gym, that's why the barbell is
Yeah.
not superior, because it takes up so much space.
It takes up a lot of space.
So it's harder to get more people in.
I don't know if superior was the word. but-
Barbell kettlebell conversation again.
Oh, that's not what I was
Oh,
trying
okay.
to do there. But
This means
kettlebells take
kettlebells
up
are
a
bad.
lot less space, and you can cram more people
No,
into
I
the
agree.
room.
Yeah.
Burn the ships.
Run the ships.
Ooh, is that 5?
Well, that counts as 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we don't have any other ideas about how to be like HYROX then.
I mean, our judging could be less.
No, okay, you want to go there? What's a press out?
It's not a
Do
thing.
these judges know?
Oh.
Does the jury know?
Oh.
I'll show them tomorrow what a press out is. Don't you worry.
We're gonna learn.
Maybe we don't put this one up for a little while.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this one.
With that comment.
Touche.
We'll actually like. We're gonna put someone's face over my face. Like it wasn't Sean.
Okay, so like
He wasn't on there with us.
the press out rule is getting rid of a press out rule. Would that be more engaging for
Yes.
viewers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because like now you've got people who don't understand, and like we are talking about changing the rules because people don't understand them, and like we do that for football? Do we do that for baseball? Like no. Like, do you explain the drop kick rule or something? Like
I think it's not about understanding like when they kept changing what's a catch in the NFL, because like no one knew what a catch was. It's like with the press out, I think you could argue the same thing, because it's such a minute. Like, was that a press out? Was that not a press out in full speed? That's
yeah,
almost impossible.
it's definitely not fun. Like it's not TV friendly
No.
to have a perfectly good lift. Yeah, what appears to be like a
Yeah.
perfectly good feat of strength, rather than be like, oh no, that doesn't count. That other one, that one did count. This one, no.
Yes. But like my big thing is where do you draw the line? Like, because if you watch CrossFit and you see those press outs, like basically snatching just above the forehead and then pressing out, it's like that's too much. Or are we gonna allow that? That's my biggest question: is where do you draw the line? As long as it doesn't hit your head, you're fine.
Yeah, I think it is an A or B, all or nothing,
Yeah.
because like we're basically at the line
Yeah,
where
but
it
it's
is
not
right
gonna
now.
make it easier.
yeah. I
I'm not saying
Right,
that.
like
I think that's my argument is when you have, I always joke that if it's however much a judge is involved, diminishes how much of a sport it really is. So if you're going to have a judge, it's got to be a black and white thing. If there's a gray area, it hurts the sport
So you
overall.
don't think figure skating is a sport?
Absolutely not. This is all judging. You can't
Oh.
just. Figure skating is not a sport.
Gymnastics?
It's a very athletic thing.
Yeah, maybe the most athletic sport
It's
of all time.
ve-
Gymnastics is not a.
Gymnastics is not a sport. It is a very athletic endeavor.
It is called artistic gymnastics.
Exactly.
Okay.
in
Because
fairness.
it's
Most
an
athletic people in the
opinion.
world.
If the judges will determine if that was good or not if they successfully did it or
is
not.
weightlifting a sport?
80%.
You do have to lift the weight.
You still have to lift the weight.
You
But
gotta do flips.
yeah, but okay, if they landed the flip, not landed the flip, that's not what judging. It's like how pretty was it? That's what's judging it, and that makes it not a sport, in my opinion.
Reactions.
Hot take.
Hot take. I see his point, but it's hard for me to justify maybe the most athletic person ever in Simone Biles is not competing in a sport.
I would not say it to her face.
Okay. No. All right. That's fair. Okay.
That makes it a lukewarm take.
But
If you're not committed,
Yeah.
Burn the ships,
it's,
dude.
okay, where's she at?
burn the ships.
Burn the ships.
What she does is insanely impressive. And you're right, she's probably one of the most athletic people ever, but it's not a sport.
Golf.
That's more of a sport, and I hate golf.
Wow.
Because there's no, did you get the ball in the hole? Yes or no? It's very clear on what happened. Now, when they get through
And
the
how
silly
many
rules-
times did you have to swing the thingy?
Exactly.
to
It's
get ball in
very
hole?
straightforward.
Pretty.
You know, majority of people play golf drunk, right?
Because they're so bad at it. 'Cause baseball, less of a sport.
Then.
Golf.
Wow.
Whoa,
Now,
whoa, whoa.
because, like,
hold on.
Because there's
The
a judge,
umpire
there's
was,
a-
was that a strike zone or was it a strike? Was it not a strike? Ah.
We do need to just go to digital on
See,
that.
that would,
I'm
that
not-
would
I'm
make
not
it
gonna
more of
lie.
a sport.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
'cause watching
that-
those games in the World Series, I'm like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
But like that comes down to like the tradition of the sport compared to where it needs to go, right? Like I think that's a lot of the problem we have with weightlifting is like
Yeah.
we want it to be this like proper when they hit a lift, but it's not. what's
So that's why
best.
press out rule needs to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
And bar slams are back.
Well, bar slams have been having. I mean, we've got a well-documented bar
That's
slam
a really good one.
from this week
So good.
from Mark. So,
So
I mean,
good.
I've seen quite a few.
yeah, they're in, baby. Yeah, it's probably got to go because it's just not enjoyable. In Norway at the World Championships, so that like the town to Ferda just like came, especially on a Friday or Saturday night. It's just what they did, and they showed up. So you have a lot of people that don't know anything about weightlifting, and they're just here for the first time, and it's pretty packed. Like, I don't know, at least 1,000, I'd say, something like that. So that's pretty cool, right? And they're confused, like a perfectly good, and to be honest, some just wrong call, like bad,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
That was
objectively
tough. That was
bad
tough,
calls,
yeah.
you know.
Cool.
But yeah, they're in there, just watch, like, what do you mean, no? Like, I don't understand, especially because they were bad calls. But in general, how do you explain to people? How are you going to make everything just needs to be for TV, unfortunately, because we live in a world where you constantly getting video on that. And
Well,
like,
also spectator, right? I also want it to be a spectator sport. That's what
Yeah.
we want here,
Right.
right? If
Yeah.
we can bring, like, always for me is like if we can get more kids involved and like that stuff, like me bringing a kid to come and watch a weightlifting meet, is like put it over his head.
okay, so number one is platforms in front. That's good for kids.
Yep, they can
That's
see
good for
more.
parents. Number two, since we're doing it for the kids, strip club DJ.
Yep.
Number three,
After I have a couple contacts.
no press outs. Basically, solve the sport.
Wow.
Right there. We did
Done.
it.
Now we make what is it, $1.4 million in a weekend?
Yes, just us.
Just us.
Can we just start a new federation?
We'll show you how to run this. Well, supposedly everybody can.
We're gonna start a new federation.
Could you imagine this panel?
What is so fun.
Oh my goodness.
What would it take to start a federation? Like, what are the requirements?
You just
do
do
it?
it. You just do it. No, literally.
rules.
Here's the thing: is like no one has ever stopped you from just running a weightlifting competition and having people come to it. There's no one is stopping you. No one's stopping you from opening a gym. You can just do it and say, hey, I know what I'm doing, and people come or they don't, and like that's it. Same thing here.
I know you've said you wanted to like make Queen City Classic fun like that. The next one, or level it up. I think we should just go all in on these things.
Well, it can't be a sanctioned event, like USCW sanctioned event. if
What
that's the
about
case.
strip club DJ?
Strip club DJ is fine.
Okay, we can do that one.
Platforms are fine. You just don't do piping.
The only thing you couldn't do is only
The press out.
It's the press out.
It's only the press out. So we can just
It's a lift off.
massage some decisions,
Yeah.
you know, which like happen at local meet. Let's be
Right,
honest.
it's local meet.
I mean, local means, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so all this is fine.
we did it. We're done.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Does that mean in May we're gonna make $1.4 million?
Yes.
Do you think we have the room to fit 10,000 people?
Nope. Yeah, like, what's the most we've done?
Yeah, we run
Once-
we run a two platform local meet and we can't fit a single fucking more person in
sells
there.
out. It's-
I guess we could do later days. That's what's holding us up. Is that I refused to do.
Thank you.
Our days are 4 sessions. I refuse to go to 5. We've done that before too, but I'd rather do 2 platforms, 4 sessions
I think
than
you almost have to like do it and let people see the fun of it, and then that draws more people. Like the same thing we're talking about with like doing an event in the gym and like trying to get more people involved. It's like oh, not that many people signed up. It's like, well, make it fun to where the other people are jealous they didn't sign up.
Right.
Do you think your profit margins are higher?
to
Running a 2-day, 2 platform.
ours is 1 day, 2 platform. That's a choice. It's a choice to do it on 1 day. We could do
tried
it
to
2
do
days.
But what I'm saying is
2
like
days sucks.
percentage-wise, like, do you think your profit margin is probably higher than what we're doing this weekend?
Business podcast.
Oh, compared to
Oh, compared to this?
Yeah,
For sure.
I mean, like
Yeah.
scale.
so we already have we don't have to rent
But-
anything.
Yeah, but that's because I don't have to get a venue. Like I have a venue.
Yeah.
I guess if I put my rent against it, I could like say, okay,
2 days.
OpEx of, let's call it 3 days because there's setup. OpEx of 3 days of my business is X, and so that comes out of costs. But yeah, it's still definitely higher for sure. But that's also because my production is way lower, right? Like I'm not bringing in a big, like we have 2 very nice USACA platforms, but I'm not raising an elevated stage. I don't have like the 2 things I hope we get done legitimately. We'll see if they happen. Are a good live stream. Like we always have the YouTube, but I would love it if somebody just ran that, like, and that's what they did. Like we with these and all the stuff that we have now, actually the thing that's recording this can basically run a live stream show, like very simply, and split screen it and go back and forth and everything. And strip club DJ. Like, I'm serious. Like, those are the things I want, because I think that this one's more important, but will reduce profit margin. Whereas live stream is like kind of whatever. The thing that convinced me
charge for it?
on live stream? No.
Oh,
No.
in person.
We'll charge for in person.
Yeah.
But never for that. So maybe we don't do the live stream. You got to come see the lifts, baby. Sort of
That's
thing.
true. Is like live stream's cool to have for like people who literally can't make it because they live far away or whatever. But that is an out for people to not come.
Yeah.
True.
I'm just talking like just straight profit margin of like
One versus, two platforms
like,
versus.
we
or-
talked about this yesterday. I think you said it was like, these large meets as a service,
Yes.
right? And I don't think we had this whole conversation yesterday, but like this isn't seen that way, right? Everyone's like, I paid, right? Everyone thinks USA Weightlift is making out like HYROX
They're
is.
seeing the $170 per times 1,400. That's all they're seeing.
Right.
Yes.
Not looking at, you know,
Yeah, they don't understand
difference.
it's actually a wash, more
Yeah.
or less. Like there's like I said, we flew ITOs in and all this stuff. I mean, but just you have judges here who are paid. If you've ever actually been a judge, you know how little the pay scale is. It's really not a lot of money. You actually make more money loading, and you should, because the loading's harder, than you do having like the 5 minimum years of experience it takes to get the highest level judging pay scale that is available, right? So you got all of that, but it's really just the bussing it, like these trucks need to come and bring all the equipment, and like they have to pay an events company to like settle. This is bodies on bodies.
Yeah.
So like all that money goes away quick, and people just think maybe that's the issue, is that like people just think, oh, they'll just run it like a local meet, and like me and my buddies will do everything. It's like, okay, well, are you and your buddies going to travel around the country and do everything for 5 platforms for 5 days nonstop?
right, set up right
Every
now.
time?
Yeah.
Like no, you're not. Like there's a reason we run one big meet a year.
Yeah.
And because it's
Exhausting.
exhausting.
Yeah.
It's
You know.
exhausting.
So it's tough. I mean, yeah, I think what you're trying to get at is this is a membership service. It is great for our sport, especially these big ones. Like,
Yeah, these
You have
big
to
ones
have.
are.
yeah, if we were smart, if it was about like profitability, I don't know. I don't really know how we'd change it. Like the barbell is such a problem, as we talked about.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would make it. Would you go back to one? I do think to be profitable, you do need to do it at scale. You need to do 3 to 5 platforms. I think that's the only way, because you're paying the same amount generally for convention center anyway.
Yep.
The problem then just becomes the staffing, the transport of the equipment, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't have to do that. If we did like a hotel ballroom,
Right.
maybe we make it bigger, but
Or even like a brewery.
it
like
costs
you've done.
$10,000
Yeah.
to rent a hotel ballroom for 2 days.
Yeah.
You know,
Or you have a different type of event, right?
like
Maybe
a
it's
different
not
format.
Different format of an event that's still weightlifting.
Yeah.
And that goes back to like that's how you grow the sport, is where you have fun
Right.
with it. You do a fun, cool event, and then people like find out about the sport. You get CrossFitters who
Yeah.
are like, oh, this looks fun. It's just a lift off or whatever.
Yep.
And there's like, okay, you get 3 attempts. There's no real judging. You made it or you didn't. And there's prize at the end or whatever.
Yeah, our CEO is looking like, he's just keep trying to find the solution. He talked about it on a podcast already. I think we talked about it last week on the podcast probably. But the 5K fun run equivalent is the
Yeah.
problem that we're all trying to solve. And it's like, how do you do it? Because like, all right, we acknowledge that there's so much space and equipment, and it's a barbell. Like that is just it is just harder. It really
Yep.
it is harder to put a barbell over your head than it is to pick up a kettlebell. Like it just is. Okay. It's harder to do it well, these movements also, and be skilled in it. So you could probably do simpler movements, but you can't get around the one piece of equipment, right? So okay, take that, and what do you do? How do you? I'm asking you, like literally, what should we do instead to get people in it? Like maybe don't put on a singlet, because like
I mean, that is actually a huge barrier for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That is a huge barrier.
you got to put on a singlet, you got to get a membership, you got to buy shoes. You got to get a coach, you got to get a program, like all that. I think literally
what we talked
the
about.
episode isn't up yet. Like we did the amounts.
Harley,
Yeah, thanks, Harley.
it's literally
But
24 hours late.
Yeah, she should have burned the ships to get that episode up a little sooner, you know? But you got all this financial. We did the math. It's like to just do a HYROX, it's like really low. Like, or to do a run. Or we did like a 5K.
Okay, yeah.
It's like nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you get a decent pair of running shoes and like that's it. And you're gonna. And guess what? That pair of running shoes, you could do so many other activities in those.
Right.
Yeah. As opposed to weightlifting shoes, right?
Well,
So-
I've seen one person do other activities in the shoes.
I have seen one person just wear weightlifting shoes in their daily life.
About a year ago today.
A year ago today. Yeah.
In the
Anyway.
wild.
In the wild. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Did they know?
Did they know they were weightlifting shoes?
Yeah. Or they're just lifters? Like a little lift on the heel made them taller.
They just liked that they were stable and they were taller. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get it.
I thought that way a couple times in my life.
It was crazy.
You
I
felt
was a
taller?
little- No, I wish I was a little taller. That's why I like wearing my weightlifting shoes all the time.
Keep dreaming.
So yeah, what do we do?
You got a kids program, don't you?
Good
Yeah.
segue, dude.
Let's go.
Nice.
It's not smooth anymore.
Oh.
Harley can cut that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have a couple. And I mean, our Boys and Girls Club program is, we literally have playground tiles down, and they have PVC pipes and some barbells. And then we just run through a progression of them weightlifting. And we rotate them through. It's run like, I say it's run like you would do a high school strength conditioning class or a college strength conditioning class, and you just kind of like progress from one thing to the next. But it's really simple movements. We do like overhead progressions. They run for 10 weeks. But it's, I mean, we set up for 20 kids at a time, and we literally just put out a couple playground tiles and
And you do
some
this
bars and
at
PVC
the
pipes.
Boys and Girls Club.
At
right?
the
Coming
Boys
to you,
and
go-
Girls
at
Yeah.
the-
Oh, you go to them.
We go to in both their locations.
Okay.
So we did
You take a
their
note, Sean.
summer program, and then we did their,
Oh,
in-season
we're recording.
program.
I'll be able to steal that.
Yeah. And we wrote a full curriculum for them.
Okay.
And that's how we had presented, because we got a grant for the program.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I want to. So 20 kids around at
Yeah,
once.
We capped it at 24.
Cap it at 24. So you
How many
could,
coaches?
2.
so 1 to 12. That's good. How many bars do you have? How many PVC pipes do you have? Whatever.
So we have 20 PVC pipes. So they bought all this equipment. So we have 20 PVC pipes at each location.
Okay.
We have probably about 10 barbells.
So you have okay. So that's what I'm getting at. Is like how many? Because like eventually you got to get on a bar. You know, like
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
PVCs
yeah.
are fine, but so you can say so. Yeah, it's about two to a bar. At one time,
We
more or
will
less.
have 4 to a bar.
Wow. Okay.
So if we have 20 kids, we have 5 setups, like our platform, which is just our tiles, right?
yeah.
And then they basically just rotate through stations. So
Okay.
like we'll have a barbell movement for the day. They'll do that. Then behind them we usually have a PVC pipe, like press, squat, whatever it may be, just more range of motion, stability. And then they'll have isometric hold, and then something plyometric, and they just kind of keep cycling through it.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. But that took like that relationship, like you securing the grant, getting the proposal. So the Boys and Girls Club is the one that secures the grant, right?
Boys and Girls Club secured the grant.
Yeah.
That took 2 years. A little
Two
over
two years to make happen. Yeah.
2 years from our first phone call of we have this idea for a strength or a fitness program, and then I literally thought it was done, and then I got a call. He's like, "Hey, we're ready to go.
You
You wanna
thought it
start?"
was like,
I was
still
like,
doing this.
I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, great, let's go." He's like, "Yeah, you want to start this summer?" I'm like, "Sure do."
Wow. So
Nice.
did you approach them originally with the idea?
Yeah.
And they were open to it, and they went into the research and did the work to get the grant.
I think they were already in the process of getting a grant like this, and I think I fit it.
Okay. So it was like luck and good timing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're
But my thought now is like, okay, how do I go find out what other grants are offered
Right.
anywhere, right? And then I can walk in and be like, hey, do you have a grant writer? Great. I fit this criteria. Here's the grant. Fill it out, send it in. And I'll handle.
so what about your pitch fit the criteria?
So it was a health and fitness grant. We spoke about the social emotional of weightlifting, right? It's a somewhat of a social sport. There's a lot of like positivity and development of it. It's really like you and you, right? We don't have to. It's not a competition while we're in here, as much as we try to keep it that way.
That's about okay. Yeah, I like that individual development, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's about that kid, and then we fit it's a fitness program, right? We have to.
I guess what
move
I'm
and be
asking,
healthier.
like, I would imagine you being an actual teacher
Yep.
and having like a teaching certification.
And 2 other teachers on staff.
And having like a master's, you know, and all that kind of stuff
Yep.
probably helped, right? Like
Definitely helped.
Like I can't just walk in there. Like I'm not a teacher. Like I have a CSCS or
Yep.
I'm a coach, but it would probably be a little bit harder to do that. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think the way I was able to start it, it helped. But I think now, I think it would, whoever runs the program that's coming into coach, because I don't coach all of them anymore, like all the programs.
Yeah.
And I think that whoever the coach is now, I mean, I don't think it'd factor in as much once the program is running.
Now that it's on its feet.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
You
Get your
started the
foot in the
conversation.
door, though.
Once
Yeah.
you can start it, right? Once
Yeah,
you can
'cause-
kind of say that this is worthwhile.
Because you have experience in writing curriculum for physical education, because that's
Right.
what you've done. So you were able to come and present like, hey, this is how I want to run this, right?
And I think that was the other thing too, is like to your point of like, she also asked. So the woman that I work with, her name is Gina, and she's the head of the Boys and Girls Club, most of the grant writing. She was, basically the question was like, hey, you know, we have to write a curriculum and we need to pre and post assessments on it. And I'm like, great. Right. And I think some other people would have been like, well, what does the curriculum need to entail? Right. And, you know, I'm able to sit down, like, I know, like, so we're in Jersey, so I know all the New Jersey state standards. So I'm like, okay, this is what I cover, this is what we cover, and I can check off as many as I can.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when I can present that way of these are the state standards I'm covering, these are your grant factors I'm covering, and this is our pre and post assessments.
Nice. So that would be the advice, the tip to if someone is to try to replicate this. Like maybe necessarily don't have to be in the schools or a teacher, but definitely be aware of what those requirements are for the state's curriculum, like what they're looking to accomplish.
Yeah,
for
state
the
curriculum.
most part.
And then
you do
also-
have to fit the grant specifically, obviously.
Which I, you know, the more I've looked into like some of the grants, is like it's a little more looser than I thought it was going to be, because you can kind of manipulate your wording to fit a grant, right? Like
That's why grant writers do what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, it's more of building that relationship, which is what I have now, which I'm lucky to have with Boys and Girls Clubs. Like I have a relationship that can be like, no, this is running well, and this is what this is what we've done, and then also I don't mind sending data. Right, we have forms that my coaches fill out forms at the end of every session of like, this is everything that we've checked off. This is an athlete reflection. This is a coaching reflection on the day. Submit.
Nice.
So then I can go to the program and be like, this is what we did.
That's cool.
What boxes are you trying to check? What's your pre and post assessment? Is it more of the like social emotional development that they're looking for, or are they demanding that you guys are fucking crushing PRs?
They're not squatting 100
We need to
kilos.
send it, or else this
It's
fails.
like, Dodd, we have only seen an 8% increase in back squat PRs. The grant's getting cut.
Yeah, we're not doing this anymore. It's not squatting enough. This 9-year-old, not doing it. No, it's movement, range of motion.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then we
So
do
general health fitness
Yep.
kind of metrics.
Yep, and then we'll have social emotional, and that's just like a scale of like attitudes coming in, attitudes leaving.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
I will tell you the summer program was easier because we had we had the kids from 1 to 3 o'clock. So it was a much easier time frame, where now we're running from, and this is something we're navigating, it's like 4:30 to 5:30,
Yeah.
and like 5:15, 60% of the class is picked up
Yeah.
because they don't sign up for it. It's free.
Oh.
It's free for them.
So that they can leave whenever.
Yeah, it's not a paid activity.
Right. So Sarah and I used to coach Girls on the Run.
Yeah, I was going to ask you
And
to
it's
talk
a,
about this.
It's a great program,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of that where one of the negatives, overall phenomenal program. I don't want to just talk bad about it. Like one of the negatives is that sometimes it gets treated as a free after-school program.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I'm unable to pick up my kids, so here's free daycare until I'm able to get off work. And the kids sometimes just aren't engaged in it. And that's, as someone who's not a parent and also not a school teacher, never dealt with that. That was a huge learning curve. Like these kids literally just got out of school. The last thing they want to do is listen to you. It's a challenge.
Yeah. So there's another article coming out on our Boys and Girls Club presentation with USAW. They came and did a little program on us. So one thing we talked about was the difference between my youth program that I run in our facilities to this is that I need to spend 3 or 4 weeks to get them to buy in that this is fun, right? Because they weren't choosing to be here. They were told by a counselor or a manager of the program that like, no, you're doing this. It's like, oh, now I got to sell this to you. Like, this is fun. I want you to enjoy this.
Right.
And some you do, some you don't. And that's part of our assessments too, of like, how many kids do I have buying into it?
Yeah. Buy-in on free stuff's hard.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, let's see that with our business, right, in general. Once you give something away for free. Well, we talked about this
Yeah.
yesterday. It's like the difference between even what you're pitching
Yep.
to an organization who will remain nameless is something to, like, asking them to discount a product, but unknown to the actual customer,
Right.
the final stage customer, right? So that's probably okay. It's problematic. Like, as soon as you say half off gym membership, well, that's all the gym membership,
That's the value.
That's
of
what
it.
I
value it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're going to be able to do hopefully this thing where Boys and Girls Club is essentially the benefactor of the
Right.
the discount, but the end user, like, they weren't paying any money to begin with. You
Yeah.
know, so they have no concept of what the value is, and maybe eventually they love it and
Yeah.
pay full price. So
Yeah, so we were looking at in our next grant of like, can we pivot and do an additional class? Like, can they come twice a week for free, and then a third one if they really want to weight lift
It's
is
paid.
whatever rate.
very
'Cause
low.
We had some kids that were hitting like national qualifying totals
Oh yeah, yeah.
because they just were strong,
Yeah.
right, and moved well with good body awareness.
Yeah.
Did you have any instances where you had these kids and they end up coming to one of your actual paid facilities? Or is it,
No,
no, not yet?
I don't know if they have the means.
Gotcha. Which makes sense.
Yeah. I think one of the things we actually talked about recently on the last, I think it was the last podcast where we talked about it, was one of Sean's things he's wanted to do is being able to have some type of scholarship program.
Yep.
And that seems like you found a good way to do
Yeah,
that.
through grant enabled.
grant,
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. No, I want it really bad. Like, as a private industry, so this is where we struggle, is that I can't just go to Charlotte Mecklenburg schools and be like, hey, let me teach weightlifting. You know, like,
Yeah.
because they're not going to pay me, and then who am I? Like, I'm not an accredited teacher or anything like that. So it's like hard. Like, they're not going to send kids to my school, my gym. They're not going to send kids to my business, and then I got to jump through some hoops if I want to be able to do that there, and they have to be down for that anyway, right? And then who's paying for this time? And like me, I have 0 time, so like it's not a thing. But I have coaches who could do it, but now we got to pay for their time, and so it's like the grant enables these things essentially, right, for the program to happen. So maybe we need to look into that. Where we don't really have Boys and Girls Clubs, we have YMCA's. It's
Yeah.
kind of the
Same. Yeah.
equivalent, right? So if we had a YMCA driven vehicle to do something like this, I'd be pumped about it. Like, I think we can make a pretty big impact. I think because like Charlotte is 50th in the top 50 cities in the United States in social mobility. So that means if you're born, not just born, but if you're in the bottom quadrant of earning and socioeconomic status, you are least likely to be able to get out in Charlotte compared to any other city, you know.
Wow.
Which was pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, these gnats are everywhere, dude.
It's
Which
all
is
about
pretty surprising to think about when we have a city that runs on the finance industry. You know, 2 of the 10 largest banks in America are headquartered in Charlotte, Wells Fargo and Bank of America. And there's more actually coming every day. Chase is starting to come down. Truist is there. You know, so these are, actually all 4 of those are in the top 10 now that I think about it. But yeah, to have that disparity where like people are, like tech bros are just spending money, fintech bros are spending money like crazy, and natives of the city are like, please help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you guys run into that up there also.
Different
but,
places.
yeah.
Because we have the very separated population in Jersey.
Like you haven't been to Charlotte yet.
I have. I went to a seminar. That's where I met you.
You did. I'm sorry.
We'll cut that.
He doesn't even remember you.
No, I don't remember that. But like, I associate like trips with, like, every time Sierra comes, you're not there. So I'm like, it's like, oh yeah, Tony hasn't gotten to come yet. It's like, so you've both been to the city, right? You're like, so would that surprise you, like having been there to learn that?
I mean, based on what I saw on the long weekend I was there, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah. It was surprising to me. It doesn't seem like how we used to think of Detroit or Chicago, or like these cities, like, you know, industry left and crime skyrocketed, right? Like that's not what Charlotte feels like. But yeah, it turns out if you're in the bottom, you're going to stay there. So
It's tough to get out.
yeah. So, all right. That's really cool, man. How long has the program been running now?
So we only started this past summer.
Okay. Okay. So
Started
not even a year in.
July, yeah. not
And you're
even a
happy
year
with it? And you're
Yeah.
already discussing like securing
The
a
next
grant
one.
for a future one. So it's
Yeah.
going well.
They're already in the process of securing another grant
It's great.
for us to redo it.
Yeah, I need him to get that going because I've tried to get in the Boys and Girls Club and gotten no traction
Really?
whatsoever. So I'm hoping like this article comes out with USAW, he gets some more information out so I can start sending that out.
Yeah.
as
That
well.
would my hope is like, can I just like put this curriculum together and be like, okay,
Go. Other clubs and
Yeah.
other cities can
right?
do
Like
that.
I want you to see how this is how I've done it and this is what it works. Because so our goal that I proposed that if we can get the grant again, my goal would be can I make it self-sustaining?
Mm-hmm.
Can I figure out how we can fundraise inside the program
Yeah, it's perpetuate. Yeah, yeah.
to have it keep going? And like once I can get that, then I can be like, hey, take this, right? This is how it's done. This is how we do
That's
it.
what
Perfect.
Girls on the Run does, because they
Yes.
have a national board who runs the program.
We
and they-
ran one out of my school.
The curriculum is shared. It was started in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And like so like it can be done. It's a lot of work to get it to that size, but it can be done.
Yeah.
Get busy.
Yeah, figure it out, dude.
We'll
Sorry,
wait on
guys,
you.
I'm
Yeah, get on that, man. 'Cause, I got too many other things to do.
Have you thought about just burning the ships and going all home?
I have.
You should put on a shirt. No,
Mm.
no, it's mine.
Okay.
I'll wear it when I'm competing.
All right.
Relax.
What
jeez.
shirt? You got to burn the ship shirt?
He gave me a shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to wear it when I compete, but every time I see him, he's like,
Who runs your Instagram?
my wife.
Okay.
Makes sense. She doesn't let me post anything.
Well, she posted a shirt, and I was like, oh, a cool new shirt. Bring me one. Crickets.
That makes sense.
That also works, actually. Text me next
That
time.
adds up. All right. Well, that was pretty good for no plan.
It was.
Yeah. We do
Yeah.
have one last thing to
The
discuss.
tomfoolery was way down.
What's the
Yeah.
last thing?
What's
We're over an hour now, so.
okay? We're talking about golf.
I mean, I could go all day. The boys are back in town. Like
Boys
this
are
is
back
just
in town.
this is
Yeah.
basically our protect our parks
yes.
thing. We just got to keep doing the boys are back in town
just once a quarter.
episodes.
What is my handicap for tomorrow?
Oh,
So if you don't know, me and Dan are the same.
so your entry total is 204.
We're the same age group, same weight class, same A international session.
What's Dan's entry total?
35.
35. If you know this, there's a 131 kilo difference there.
Yeah, that's
But
what
what's
he-
your best
That's what he
total?
wants to
My
handicap.
best 204.
Your best total's
No,
204?
no,
No,
it's not.
No, it's not.
98 and 116, 214.
214.
That's where you're going to open him.
And Dan's is
Burn the
338.
ships.
For the ship.
37.
337.
When was that?
337?
Finals?
Finals 2 years ago.
What was your 209?
Last August.
So
2 Augusts ago. 2 Augusts
Okay.
ago.
So, okay.
3,
Before I started HYROX.
23, so it's 123.
That's fair.
So the 120, do we feel like the 120
5.
kilo
Can't be given to you. You still got to earn it.
spread?
I thought the 120 was fair. The 120 was my idea. He was trying to amp it up more.
Also fair.
120?
5.
120.
Whose side are you on? You're coaching me, dog. You better. I'm pushing for more weight.
123.
Are you going to sabotage me?
No. I'm here to sabotage him.
Burn the shift, baby.
Oh.
123 is
Put it
fair.
on your shirt.
123?
123.
Want to do 123?
I'm okay
Do
with
123.
123. Okay.
123 kilo spread. So that means Chris has to cover that. He has to be within.
He goes last.
123
So
Who
this
gets
is-
the tie? Who gets the, if it's tied?
There's no way you're going to
Well,
let
it
him
needs
lift
to
the
be
tie.
0.5 then, right? So 123.
You don't understand.
122,
Thi-
122 and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
122.5.
this matters
so
more
he
than
gets
anything else.
123, he wins.
So 122 and a half
Yeah.
is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So if he does,
Okay.
if it's
122.
123 or more,
You win.
He wins.
I win.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's 122
22 or less.
or less.
I win.
Okay. All right.
That sounds fair.
We'll update that one.
I will. On my socials.
Thank you for watching the Boys Are Back in Town edition of Training Parks Podcast. Thank you guys.
Thank you. It was fun.
It's a lot of fun. I hope really we should do some more. We can do. It's really easy for us to just get online and do this if you guys want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So yeah, maybe we'll do it some more and maybe even have planned things to talk about. Okay.
I thought we did a really good job.
I thought it was
It
great.
It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's proud of us.
Yeah.
Did you give a shout out to your alligator?
Oh, this is for Jackson and around. Yeah. No name though.
Comment your suggested name.
that's a
you
good
go.
idea.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's how you get people involved.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna go coach.